Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here. Today we're talking about Xbox because the new CEO of Xbox, Sharma, published a very strange tweet late last night that a lot of people are kind of picking apart about whether it's real or whether it's fake. Now, this new CEO is getting a ton of criticism from pretty much every single direction. Xbox fans think she's there to literally kill Xbox, to break it apart and sell the studios for just raw profit. A lot of people don't like the fact that she doesn't really seem to be like a video gamer. The actual founder of Xbox even said that he thinks this is like basically trying to hire a movie executive who doesn't like movies. But my problem is the fact that really she doesn't have a history in video games. She's just some AI guru who clearly was hired to make AI games that you sell for $80. But this tweet last night is strange. She basically claims that the negative rumors about her are fake, that she does play video games, and that Xbox is trying to return to its roots. Now, I want to break this statement down because it's going hyper viral. And I want to just start by saying that Sharma is in a very strange spot because she's following up the firing of Phil Spencer. And whether you loved him, whether you hated him, obviously I have about 50 videos hating a lot of the decisions of Phil Spencer. At least he was a person. Like, Phil Spencer would lie. Phil Spencer would make crap up and say stuff like, Game Pass is super profitable when you knew it wasn't. But he was still a dude. He was like Reggie Fils-Aimé, where at least the company had a physical avatar. Sharma really does just seem like a soulless suit here to pick apart the parts. Let's talk. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So, this tweet went out last night from Ryan McCaffrey. Now, Ryan McCaffrey still has me blocked on Twitter, mostly because I think I said, you're a shill podcaster. I said it like once 5 years ago. Dude never got over it. But he did say, do I believe that AI is writing Sharma's posts? No. Do I believe an experienced gamer on the Xbox team may be helping her sound more like a real gamer? Yes. Do I think that's a bad idea to try and fake this? Yes. And so she posted this. You can see this thing already has like almost 4,000 likes here in 6.5 hours. I agree. Faking would be a terrible idea and wouldn't work. I also didn't expect my gamer tag to blow up and the reality is more boring. So a lot of the criticism that's been going around is the fact that she published like of her own volition. It's not like people found it in the deep web. She published it. Here's my gamer tag, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty real. I like Valheim and Minecraft and I love James Bond 007 GoldenEye. A lot of people immediately could kind of get those whiffs of fresh BS on the wind. And it turns out now she's sort of backtracking, going, oh, yeah, you know what? That account that was just created on January 16th. Oh, it turns out that was a family plan. I created it recently to learn and understand this world. I've played it with my family, and it's become a shared home account across devices, which you can see in the range of games and achievements. Fix that this weekend, and everyone is playing on their own gamer tags. This, to me, is so obviously fake. Like, nobody would even think that this is like a reasonable answer, right? Like, you know, I've played a lot of World of Warcraft and stuff, and even if I'm playing World of Warcraft with people, even if we're all playing in the same house, we would by default have our own accounts, right? Like, if I'm playing on Nintendo Switch, even if I am using a Nintendo Switch family share plan, we each have our own individual accounts, trying to act like, oh yeah, there's an Xbox in the living room and people are just sitting down and sharing save files and achievements and progress. Oh yeah, also, not only am I doing this when I'm clearly a mega millionaire, I just happen to have like, I don't know, 10 roommates, but also we all played on the same TV. Oh yeah, and also we all use the same controller. Oh, and also, you know, now I've corrected the mistake. Oh yeah, we also made the account 3 weeks ago. It's so obviously a lie. This stuff, to me, her AI stuff, this all still just feels like AI generated tweets. Only a computer would think that this is like a reasonable scenario people would believe, right? But here's the part that everybody is really sort of debating. I get where this is coming from. I don't pretend to be the best gamer, and even though I'm playing, that's still not my goal. My focus to make Xbox the best place to play, return to our roots, ship great things, and become stronger for the future. Now, this line, return to our roots, a lot of people are really laser focused on it because this is a thing that it's too vague and ambiguous, right? Like, consider the fact some people are like, okay, it's been a decade since I heard Xbox say return to our roots. They don't want any platform to fail, but it depends on how you execute it and not empty words. Also, IGN is a trash site. They're much better, smaller gaming sites that should be supported. Now, return to your roots can mean a lot of different things. Does that mean we're going to get exclusives again? Probably not. Does that mean they're going to bring out Halo 7 and it's going to be great? Does that mean they're going to actually give big budgets to their games? Does that mean that Gears of War, E-Day, which does look fantastic, is that going to be an exclusive? I don't think this means they're trying to bring back that chest-pounding pride of classic Xbox. I do think this is just basically saying that they're going to try and go back to Team Green is best. Play here if you want to, which even that is really return to your roots from like 5 years ago. I still feel like a lot of Xbox fans want Xbox to go back to that era of like Xbox 360. Games. Here's Mass Effect, which, remember, Mass Effect was actually an exclusive to start with on Xbox. Here's all these crazy things that even if you could play it another place, you want to come here first. Do you remember the fact that all the DLC for Skyrim was actually exclusive for, I think, 3 or 6 months originally on the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 was just so much more popular that Bethesda put all this exclusive stuff only on the Xbox because it was easier to program for. It is interesting to think that the roots of Xbox go so deep that when you say remember the roots, that could mean so much. Also, yes, I'm writing my own posts. Learning the product is great. No one can follow you that. I appreciate that context. While I have you, it would be an easy win for the Xbox community. Enhance the premium tier of Game Pass as $30 for Ultimate Price Mini out. I suggest a voucher that gives premium members 1 day game download per quarter. Okay, this is stupid. What a horrible, stupid idea. Sorry, no offense. Look at this. A lot of people are basically like, look, it just seems like the community is anxious and curious, so anything you post will be overanalyzed. We all want Xbox to deliver great games and experiences, and people want to own a console that know their console is still a priority and valued. Welcome to Xbox. A lot of people are like, man, it just seems like in general, I'm still very much on the side that this lady is just here to push AI. AI value is 99% of Microsoft's entire push. In fact, even, Microsoft Office is now called Microsoft 365 and Microsoft Copilot. So they can claim everybody is using Microsoft AI when really they're like filling out emails at work. You said writing is present and that you didn't use AI in the past. Proper English would have been, I wrote all my posts, or I write all my posts. You're using AI and you got caught. Trying to win over Twitter gamers is a waste of time. Just make good games and give good advice and services. Everything else is wasted energy. People who care about Xbox are playing games, not investigating your gamer tag. And I'm actually a big fan of this. Look, I like talking about Xbox. I like talking about PlayStation. I like talking about games. Obviously, I just did a big video about Resident Evil on the Nintendo Switch yesterday. I appreciate everybody watching that video. But I do think that these giant CEOs, they're wasting time posting. They're wasting time coming out here and just typing up like, here's the 10 reasons that I'm going to do great next quarter. I really do think that beyond a certain thing, maybe have your handlers or your assistants do the tweeting, but she should not be on here trying to be like, hey, here's why I like Valheim. It's obviously fake, right? Now, Sneaker SO did a post yesterday. We've talked about this. Some people really do not like this guy, but he has been legit. He is a leaker specifically, more about the hardware side. He has a bunch of stuff that basically talks about when they did that big pullback. There's like whole sections of the world that Xbox has pulled out of now. Sneaker SO is the guy who first reported on that. In order to put the exclusives back on the table, you need to sign up for current generation of machines and start pumping supply into the market now. We need to revamp your entire approach to the next machine, seeing as how it is a W11 machine powered by FSE, and get that machine to be some sort of approachable price point, which is absolutely not what it's going to be. A change in direction in this regards would basically cut off billions of dollars of revenue that are set to come in from other platforms, cost billions to both spin up the production lines and also make stuff for the next machine. While they're doing that, start reining in the budgets on the current production. Games which aren't even going to be generation exclusive, such as these next PlayStation games, is not even exclusive with its own system. Microsoft does a lot of things, but they're not in the business of burning potentially tens of billions of dollars right now to try and recapture a business strategy that has already failed them. And obviously, this is a very wordy post. I think it's very, very interesting, but he does bring up a good point, which is that even if Microsoft did fully try to just shove it, right? You ever see like those things where someone's like driving their NASCAR at like 300 miles an hour, whatever, right? And then when they win the race, as like sort of a thing, they burn out the engine. To celebrate, they'll literally just downshift it or throw it into reverse and like burn the engine out. This feels like that. They're already like losing the race. There's no reason to even try and cross the finish line. Everybody else has already finished. They're just throwing it into reverse to burn the engine out. This, to me, a lot of people are discussing it on the Reddit. And a lot of people are basically saying on the Xbox Reddit that they're still trying to see what's going to happen. But following the Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond firings, it just seems like in a lot of ways the genie is out of the bottle. Third-party stuff, it's just not something you can really take back. When she says bring the core Xbox back or something like that, I don't think any of us really knows what that means. Obviously, Microsoft wants more money from Xbox, but if the console isn't selling and Game Pass and subscriptions aren't going up, I don't know what she can do, to be honest. The one thing that always bothered me about Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond is that they really put no effort into advertising the console, like zero. Phil came in with a very defeatist attitude and kept using the Xbox One generation as an excuse. Yes, okay, you lost a very important generation, but that doesn't mean you stop fighting. Phil Spencer is no Steve Jobs, but the way I look at it, if you put Steve Jobs in his position at the same time, I don't think he would have been such a defeatist the way that Phil Spencer was. Having the right person at the top is important, and I don't think they have the right person at the top. He may have just been another person at the top of a sinking ship, but he was not the person to steer the ship forward. I'm in a frame of mind where I do think that there is two possible roads ahead of us. Number one, Asha Sharma is about to have a very easy year, meaning what if all those games they've been cooking, Gears of War E-Day, the next Halo, I don't know, the next Forza 6, people are super excited about that, Fable, what if all those games come out and they're all 10 out of 10 fantastic? Asha Sharma didn't do that. That's just literally coming in and taking a victory lap. That's fine. I'm not saying she has to like earn the cred of other people's hard work. But the other path, and the one that I think is even more likely, is that she has been brought in to do the final firings. To say, okay, this section is profitable. This is the amount it's worth. Sell it off. Oh, this part? Great. We managed to make this amount of sales. Great. Box it up, cut value, manage to AI as much as possible. Sell that chunk. I am still in the space where I do not think that Xbox Game Studios is going to go and be self-sufficient. I do think the whole purpose of this is to sell chunks off, whether it is selling IP, selling the studios themselves, or maybe even selling the employee contracts. We'll see how it turns out. But at this point, I'm still in the frame of mind where I just don't think she really has a positive plan for Team Green. But these are my early AM thoughts. How do you feel about Xbox? How do you feel about this return to your roots idea? And do you think this gamertag is fake? Obviously, she's faking her cred. Who cares really? But it seems pretty pathetic if I'm being honest. Thank you so much for watching, gamers. If you could please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.